You've been ghosted, ignored, or breadcrumbed by someone who you were certain was going to be in your life for a long time. When this happens, we often look inward. We question ourselves. Did I say something wrong? Did I do something that offended them? What was it about me that caused them to just shut down all communication and then eventually just completely ghost me? Well, the answer is almost always not you. It's them. But why would someone want to run away from their own problems? This happened to me recently with someone very close to me. So here is a story. As a child, I grew up being told things like, "Don't trust anyone. Everyone will leave you. No one will ever love you." Now, if you grow up hearing things like that from your parents or your guardians, you start to believe it. And so, when I started to experience people leaving me or situations in my life where I felt like I was being abandoned, I thought, this is true. Everyone does leave. No one loves you. Don't trust anyone. And so I carried those beliefs into adulthood. And then eventually, I met someone who proved to me that that wasn't true. Someone who showed me that they could be trusted, that they did love me, and that maybe I didn't have to believe everything my parents told me. But then, unfortunately, after years together, they did leave. They did go away. They didn't tell me why. They just stopped talking to me and basically left me. Now, I immediately went back to those beliefs that were ingrained in me at a young age. And so, this pattern continued and other people left and other situations fell apart. And I looked at myself and I asked myself, is there something wrong with me? Is that why everyone leaves? Well, the answer is no, there is nothing wrong with you. The only thing wrong was those beliefs that were placed inside of you by someone else. See, those beliefs are not yours. They are his or hers. They are the person who treated you poorly growing up. It is the parent that abused you or neglected you or said horrible things to you so much that you started to believe them. Those beliefs don't belong to you. You didn't choose them. You didn't want them. You didn't ask for them. But sometimes we carry the baggage of others for a lifetime until we realize it's not ours. When someone ghosts you, they are running from something inside of them. And more times than not, it has nothing to do with you. They are running from something within their own past. They are running from some hurt that they experienced at a young age that they haven't dealt with, some trauma that they haven't processed. They're running from some emotional baggage that they think by distancing themselves from you, it's going to make it go away, right? If they just cut off communication, then all those bad feelings that come up when they think about the way that they were treated as a child, that will also go away. But unfortunately, it doesn't. It follows them. You know, I used to think that my ex, who I mentioned earlier, that they had left me because I did something wrong, because I wasn't good enough, because I wasn't beautiful enough, smart enough, or funny enough. But now looking back on it, I realize it had nothing to do with me. They were running from their own pain. Pain that they experienced growing up, pain that they never dealt with, and they thought the best way to stop feeling that pain was to distance themselves from me and to just cut me out of their lives. Here's another example. A friend of mine went on a date with someone, actually a series of dates. They had coffee, they had lunch, they had dinner, and then eventually, this person stopped responding to my friend. They ghosted them. Now, at first, my friend again looked inwards and they were like, what did I do? Was I too critical? Was I not attractive enough? Was I too quiet? Was I too loud? But then she realized that this person, every time that they would meet up, they would talk about their childhood and their past and the traumas that they endured. And then as soon as the date would end and they would try to set up another date, they would ghost her. It took my friend a while to piece it together, but eventually she realized this person was running from their own past. They were running from their own pain. And instead of dealing with it and facing it, they were trying to bury it by meeting new people and going on dates. But the minute that it became real, and the minute that they had to face the fact that they needed to process their emotions, they ran away. They ran away from my friend, and they hoped that by doing so, that pain would eventually go away. But unfortunately, it never does. So when someone ghosts you, please know that it's not about you. They are running from something inside of them, something that they haven't dealt with, some hurt that they haven't healed from. Years ago, I found out that the father that I had, that the man that I thought was my dad, he wasn't even related to me. And so, I had to come to terms with the fact that the man who I called Dad for all of these years, the man who I loved for all of these years, wasn't even my biological father. And obviously that hurt. I was devastated. I was confused. I was angry. Well, fast forward to a few months ago, I randomly got a phone call from someone who I haven't spoken to in over 10 years. And this person, when I picked up the phone, they were crying, and they told me that our dad had passed away. He died suddenly. I know that this is supposed to be a healing journey, that I'm supposed to heal from all of the wounds of the past, that I'm supposed to move on and accept that my dad is gone. But I can't bring myself to do that. Not yet anyway. I still get angry. I still cry. I still miss him. But then there are moments where I feel at peace, moments where I'm able to accept the reality of the situation, moments where I'm able to grieve, moments where I'm able to see that my dad was a good man who made mistakes, just like all of us, but who ultimately loved us and wanted the best for us. However, there are moments where I don't feel at peace, moments where I get really angry, moments where I ask myself, why did he leave? Why did he give up on me? Why did he give up on us? See, growing up, my dad struggled with addiction. He struggled with substance abuse. And so we knew that he was out there. He was alive. But he chose not to be a part of our lives. And I think that's the hardest part for me. He chose not to be a part of our lives. He chose drugs and alcohol over us. He chose addiction over his family. My dad had the opportunity to come back into our lives when I was 18 years old. My mom and my brother and sister and I, we traveled to Oregon to visit him. We spent weeks searching for him. We weren't sure if he was alive or if he was well, but we wanted to find him. We wanted to give him the opportunity to be a part of our lives. And we found him. And the three of us, me, my brother, and my dad, we had a really great day. We hung out. We talked. We laughed. We joked. And I remember thinking to myself, maybe this is it. Maybe he's finally gonna come back into our lives. Maybe he's gonna be a part of our lives. But sadly, he didn't. And I think that's what hurts the most. The fact that he had the opportunity to be a part of our lives, but he chose not to. Now, looking back on it, I know that it wasn't personal. It had nothing to do with me, with my brother, with my sister, with my mom. It had everything to do with his addiction, with his demons, with the pain that he was running from. I hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive whoever has hurt you, to forgive whoever has wronged you. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they did to you. What matters is that you release that anger, you release that hate, you release that bitterness, because holding on to that is only hurting you. And they are running from something deep inside of them. Something that they need to face, something that they need to process, something that they need to let go of. Thank you for watching.